Ladies and gentlemen, today at the Supreme Court, IBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati was a man under siege as the petitioners' lawyers fired from all cylinders to condemn and castigate Wafula Chebukati and blame him for subverting the will of the people and killing democracy through a messed up election of the president.
And my niece Mimi calls, Piki Piki Ponki Pacamielo Disco. Because he called both of them. And he was the only person who knew who the disco would land on. It could have been either of them. It could have been William Ruto, it could have been Raila Odinga. It fell on William Ruto and he says, voila, you are the president. Is that how we intend to choose our national executive? We've reduced it to Mimi's childhood game of picky.
Well, Chebukati has been blamed for many sins and offenses. And the main offenses that stand out are as follows. 1, declaring William Ruto as the president-elect before he had reached the threshold of 50% plus 1 vote. Well, according to Chebukati, William Ruto had achieved the threshold of 50% plus 1 vote, considering he got the 7 million plus votes against Raila Odinga's 6.9 million. Now, remember the 4 commissioners who differed with Chebukati, led by Juliana Cherera, who said the final tallying and verification of votes was done in an opaque manner, hence the outcome could not be justified. So that was one of the cardinal sins that the petitioners' lawyers had an easy time to show the court, and it would have a major impact on the decision of the court. The second issue was messing the second election after messing the first one in 2017. Remember, the 2017 election was overturned through a petition by the current petitioner, Raila Odinga. And the grounds were the same: lack of a transparent system. The system was opaque from the registration of voters, from the acquisition of voting materials to the voting stage, and to the tallying and announcement of the vote. They said election is a process, not an event. Since Chebukati has not learned from his mistakes, he has repeated the same mistakes. That is the second issue. The third issue was the deliberate postponement of gubernatorial elections in Kakamega and Mombasa. Well, Chebukati explained that the elections were postponed due to mixed up of voting materials. Well, this decision was arrived at the 11th hour, and it appears the decision was unilateral. He had not involved the other commissioners. The other commissioners were kept in the dark until the last minute when he postponed. The voters, of course, were affected. They didn't know how to behave. Some of them thought the whole election had been annulled. Clearly, it affected the turnout of voters in Mombasa and Kakamega, and also affected the overall vote basket of Raila Odinga, and doomed him or led his opponent William Ruto to beat him in the final tally of the votes. Well, the second issue is, or the last issue is, Wafula Chebukati appointing himself the National Returning Officer. Well, there's no post or position in this country called National Returning Officer. So this is clearly unconstitutional. Chebukati was just a commissioner like the rest, and his role as chairman, he just a distinguishing role from the rest but the decision of the commission has to be in unison. So Chebukati, acting like an overall prefect of the other commissioners, is clearly unconstitutional, and the decisions that he took will come to haunt him. If the Supreme Court feels that the decision affected the integrity of the whole presidential election, he will be sanctioned and he will never be able to preside any other presidential or any other by-election in this country. Well, as things stand, today Chebukati was on the receiving end. That is all. Kindly like and subscribe this channel.